Hello, hello, it's Lara Joe. Hope you're having a beautiful night, beautiful day, wherever you're at. Come on in. We're going to read some tarot today. Alright, we're going to start with Oracle. We're going to start with the Rose Iconic Oracle. So let's see what we've got going on. Black squares. So someone is trying to put you in a box, and it's time to tell people where that box belongs. So black squares. Someone is trying to put you in a box and trigger you. Thank you for the heart, me, Whitney. Hello, hello. I'm Lara Joe. Hope you're having a beautiful day. How are you? Where are you from? All right. Let's see. Hope you're having a beautiful and safe Memorial Day. Okay. Oh gosh. I have a story about Arkansas. I have a story about Arkansas. Fashion Witch. We're meant to be trend-setting. Hello, I'm slightly neighbor. We're Georgia. We moved here, and on the drive across the country to move here, we got pulled over. I don't remember if it was in Arkansas or Oklahoma, I don't remember which, right like 15 minutes before the state, and the trooper was like, if you had been in the other state, you would have been okay. So, hello. Fashion Witch. Okay, so people try to put you in a square, especially living in the South. People, if you are a trendsetter, you're out of the box. I know. And okay, so I'll go back to that story, but when you are the trendsetter, they're going to try to put you in the box, especially in the South. So that dude, okay, so here's the story. We drove from Arizona to Georgia, and we did the drive across the country. Like we packed all of our house, what we could bring, into pods, and we rented an apartment, which we didn't know we were getting approved for the apartment until we were almost across the country. We drove across straight. I think it's like a 30-hour drive, and I had driven the bulk, like starting out, and right when I had finally fallen asleep while he was driving in the middle of the night, he was going really fast, and then all of a sudden, right as I was falling asleep, I felt like cold air blast us because it was January, and I'm like, what is going on? And got pulled over, and I was like, what? I was like, maybe that should have been my sign that moving here was not the thing. So I don't know, we have a lot of police force around here as well, and it's just, it feels overzealous. I don't know. And the South is also kind of lawless. Like, I didn't know that these type of men existed till I moved here. These men can tell you all kinds of ways to make weaponry, and I was like, you seem kind of normal, and you just told me about the cookbook. Like, what? So it's definitely a completely different vibe in the South. Self-care, and that is the whole purpose of our journey. That's also what I've learned about moving to the South, is self-care. Today especially is a day of self-care, and we forget how much we aren't taking care of ourselves and how important it is. Like today, yesterday was heavy. Last night was very energetic. We got hit with a bunch of storms last night, and I felt something old and ancient roll in with it. With that also, though, it was like, okay, today I need to rest and relax because there's a lot of things going on in the energies, and we need to remember that our cup needs to be filled first, right? We have to take care of us. So self-care, that take care of you, because then you can't take care of anyone else if you're not taking care of first. So. All right, do the dang thing. Make the appointment. Get your lashes done. Do your nails. Whatever it is that helps you remember your own happiness, do it. All right. I also love to do goddess baths. So goddess baths for me are, it's half a cup of honey, 1.5 cups of milk, and oil, and just, it leaves your skin feeling so luxurious and smooth. So the simple, inexpensive ways at home that we can fill our cup, I try to give those tips. All right. Influencer, beautiful. Narcissist and land back. So this is a story very familiar for me. It's like I've been out here doing my thing and I've had somebody in the way trying to siphon that energy, but we're getting our credit, we're getting our due back, but it also requires realizing that being around you is a privilege and taking care of you first, right? Don't let people energy vampirism off of you. All right, you need to tell them to get lost. All right, so I'm gonna switch decks. Trying to figure out what I want to get into. Tarot. 3 tarot decks in a row, and I'm like, which deck do I want? All right. Hello, I'm Lara Jo, Siren Song Lover. I hope you're having a beautiful evening and a happy and safe Memorial Day, paying tribute to your ancestors, to yourself, remembering what you've been fighting for, right? What was the sacrifice for? Sometimes I remember like that is sitting and remind yourself how far you've come, all right? And where you have yet to go to. Hello, I'm Lara Jo, Siren Song Lover. Hope you're having a beautiful evening. Come on in. The water is the water. All right. Page of Swords. And 5 of Coins. So needing to be decisive and cut off anything that's making you feel left out in the cold, right? Any people that don't truly invite you, don't go. Like, that's one of the biggest pieces of advice. I'm like, if they didn't truly want you to go, you can't go. So I would have to look that up. So we've only been here about 4 years. And I haven't gotten out a lot because of everything that's happened since I've come here. So I would have to look that up. It might be. I don't know. We'll see. I'm close. Okay, so I'm closer to the Alabama borderline. And it's also weird because when guys on Facebook dating and it says Alabama and I'm like, I don't know. And that'll be like 50 miles. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, that's okay. All right. And I have that. So ironically, I have 2 followers here that one was OG in Georgia and I found her through Facebook, like a Facebook community group. And then another one, he found me, he was living in Vegas and he actually moved to Georgia. And they're both on kind of the towards the east side. So it's cool. Like, here's what I love about all of this though, because I've met so many different people from all over the world. I've had conversations with people, like actual conversations with people in New Zealand and Australia, actually 2 in Australia. So it's kind of a cool experience getting out there and interconnecting and realizing, and oh gosh, where else? Canada, Canada, England, Netherlands, Denmark, Germany, Hong Kong. So I love the interconnection when we all kind of meet up and interlink and find community. Okay, so 2 of Swords. I know I got slightly sidetracked, but hopefully that, I don't know. 2 of Swords, we've had to make the tough decisions. Like, we've had to say, you know what? This person isn't being reciprocal. They're not meeting me, and I've got to go. So 2 of Swords it was a decision not wanting to be made, yet having to do it to balance out what has been going on. So using that head over heart. So I have other people, so I run multiple communities. So I'm actually in both communities today, so it's kind of a different vibe. I dropped out of my other community for a minute. For a few reasons. So thank you for vibing with me, Whitney. How long have you, so were you born and raised in Arkansas? And I don't mean to say like, but I get sad because I think Savannah, I'm like, Savannah's in Georgia. Yet from me, it's a 6-hour drive to get to Savannah, and that just seems as if it's too much energy and effort. I don't know. 2020 completely changed my whole world because now I'm like, I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to explore. Don't want to do anything. Hello. So 9 of coins. We're building our cups. We're building our financial stability. How are you, Soyana? I'm Lara Jo, Siren Song Lover. So once we make those decisions, we cut out those environments, those people that haven't actually been filling us, like they haven't been helping us grow, harvest, any of that, then we start bringing in that bounty. Okay. All right. I have a few people in Louisiana. I have ties to New Orleans. So welcome to the tribe. Welcome to the vibe. Gosh. All right. So love reading. We're kind of doing collective energy right now, my love. So if you want... Okay, so if you want to do a one-on-one, so this is collective energy read, which just means whatever pulls through, and I can put the intention for love being next, is the information that you would get. If you need to go deeper one-on-one, then that's booking through my Ko-Fi site, which is ko-fi.com/Siren Song Lover. A half an hour read is $45. All right. An hour read is $75. Here's what everybody says when they come to me. They're like, you are always spot on. You give facts. And they're like, I don't know. So, it's the thing. All right. So let's see what we're feeling. General collective energy for love. Okay. Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So I'm going to say this as well. Aries, Capricorn, Libra, and Cancer. With Wheel of Fortune, if we've been doing the right thing in love, the wheel is turning in our favor. If we've been out here sleeping around, cheating, playing games, then the wheel is not turning in our favor. So Wheel of Fortune is saying that if you've been doing the work and making the decisions, even if it doesn't seem fun in the moment, yet you know long term it's going to be a benefit, then you're being moved away to safety. With Wheel of Fortune, 6 of Swords, this is you dodged a bullet. You didn't see what was being hidden behind the scenes. So trusting the process, even when it looks scary. I also love to bring up this point, is that right before a breakthrough, everything's going to fall apart. It has to fall apart so that it can be rebuilt, right? So how are we realizing that, yes, we're being moved away from a situation that we didn't necessarily want to leave? That's also... It feels like a lot of us had to check out of places because of situations long before we wanted to. And this is saying that I know you didn't want to leave, yet there was something there that you weren't seeing. And this is all going to work out for your highest and greatest good. I love to bring that factor. Everything you've ever worried about always worked out better than you thought it would. So stop stressing about it right now. Right? When you let it play out, it'll be okay. All right. Chariot energy. So Chariot, we're rushing forward. This is Cancer. It's around our family. It is that drive. So determining and refocusing. I feel as if the Hanged Man wants to come out maybe next. And that was lurking for me yesterday. The Hanged Man is that changing the perspective, like refocusing on what it is that truly provides you stability, home, family, that peace and comfort. So where I was going with this, 2020 changed my perspective in the fact that I never spent any time at home since I was a little kid because home was always a scary place. Hey AP, how are you, babes? So home was always a scary place. So it was always trying to run away from it. And when 2020 happened and we were all kind of forced inside, I realized I wasn't in an environment where I felt happy. I wasn't feeling productive. I wasn't feeling supported. I wasn't around people that my ideals aligned with, or I wasn't being treated properly for what I was bringing to the table. So I think 2020 for me personally, it was like a redirection of what did I want? What would make me happy, safe, supported, loved? And it's a work in progress. We don't all get the answers right away. Sometimes you have to, it's trial and error, much like everything in life. I'm a huge scientist at heart. Okay, so Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords, and that's a beautiful point, is I'll try anything at least twice. So Ten of Swords is being willing to hit rock bottom and get back up again. And the feeling with this is Ten of Swords is don't let the betrayals that they put on you harden your heart. Don't become them due to the pain, please. I know you were in the water, they were throwing swords at you. Okay, so when you get out of the water and you get away from them, don't turn into them, please. Okay. All right, Judgment. All right, Judgment. This is balancing the scales. This is the divine saw what was happening above the water. The divine saw how it wasn't fair. And they're saying, yeah, no, there has to be compensation for that. There has to be reciprocity. You don't get to do that to my child. You don't get to do that to my love and get away with it. Nine of Cups. All right. So Ten of Swords, we've definitely been in that betrayal, right? Rock bottom. And then Nine of Cups, the Judgment's being called on it. Okay. And then Ten of Swords, so you've gone through it, you've been through it, but you will find that happiness again. In order to expand, we must first break through the painful parts. So, hey Davey, how are you? Hello, hello. All right, Knight of Wands, fiery, passionate. Hold on one moment. Let me get up and do something really quick. Did you get storms last night, Davey? I feel like that's a pretty redundant question, but all right. Knight of Wands. Same. It was when it rolled in last night. When it rolled in last night, I could feel something ancient and angry came with it. And then I wasn't scared by it. The dog was. And then I went to bed pretty late and we lost power sometime this morning. And my driveway was redirected some, so I don't know. I know the ancestors are riding out for us. That's what all this is. The storms, the fires, the chaos. That's the ancestors asking to be heard. So I'm not scared. Five of Pentacles. They've been left out in the cold. We've been left out in the cold. This is coming to the table, having the voice saying, no, I deserve assistance too. So tapping into family ties. This is Six of Cups. This is tapping into okay. So when we start to realize that family isn't necessarily family, and restructuring with Six of Cups, this is asking us to reframe how we used to think that love was brought to us as childhood patterning. Like when you look back at it and you say, no, people that truly love you won't intentionally leave you out of the fun, or they won't intentionally make you feel like there's something, like you're not welcome. So tap into that energy, please. All right. And Davey, ironically, one crazy mama contacted me last night, so there was definitely some energy around this part of the country last night. All right, so Eight of Coins, Eight of Pentacles. We've been working on our finances. Wheel of Fortune, that's being seen and shown in our favor. Nine of Wands, putting down other people's burdens. Finally saying, this is enough. I can't keep carrying their stuff, my stuff, his stuff, her stuff. And saying, okay, that's their bag. I don't have to fix it for them. Where did I put my deck? Okay. All right. Let's see. Might change decks, I think, maybe. Maybe, baby. Okay, so ironic that you bring up MomoCon because the Westin in downtown Atlanta apparently had a flood out the side of it. Just waterfall coming out of it with MomoCon. I'm like, no, that's and anime is huge, especially here in Georgia. So yeah, the Westin, which supposedly is, I don't know, we'd have to check that, but one of the tallest buildings in downtown, and there was a waterfall coming out of it. So there's big things shaking in the neighborhood. All right. Cool. That sounds cool from you. You'll have to tell me how it is. Nine of Wands, putting down the burdens. Alright, we're gonna switch decks, I think. I'm done with this deck. I'm gonna switch decks. Wasn't the deck I thought I was gonna get, but apparently it's the one that's needed. Okay. Knight of Swords coming out in this deck again. Alright, the star. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna rise above. So, Aquarius energy. You realize that you're a star, your friends are stars, you just don't always get to connect because, you know, stars. Alright. Three of Cups. You'll have celebration soon. So celebration is coming. This is glow up energy. Finally, or not finally, just that sunny time in your life where you're like, yeah, I don't care if I rock alone. I don't care if I rock with other people. Just be cool. Okay, so strength and Six of Swords. So Six of Swords coming out again, and then strength, just knowing with Leo energy, the sun will come out again tomorrow. You're going to be safely, you're going to be protected. Like, everybody's around here thinking like, oh, everything's so bad. Well, you're protected, babe. Your mission is protected. Your life is protected. Use strength. Sometimes it's mental strength. So, Davey, with the church owns the Clearwater Spring? Is that what you're telling me? Oh. And my phone's gonna die. Perfect. Let me actually... Hold on, Davey. Oh, that's kind of messy, but that's what it is. It is what it is. My phone's about to die. I gotta plug it in really quick. Hold on. Oh, well, it's probably not a very expensive donation, man. Stop being a cheap ass. It's a spring. What more do you want, man? You've been saying how much you want a spring in Georgia. You've got the opportunity. You just have to pay for the experience. Come on now. Okay. Tower. Let go. Let it go. Let it go. Alright. Three of Swords, Ace of Cups. So triangulation. I know, it's sideways. Were you not? I told you I had to plug you in because my phone was dying. You weren't listening. Yes, my screen is sideways. I'm not going to fix it right now because I've got other things going on. Okay, so Three of Swords, Ace of Cups. My recording device for Twitch, I had to give up because my kid broke her phone and her dad couldn't get her a new phone even though he's got the best life ever. So I had to donate my phone, which I record with, to her. It's a whole thing, and just whatever. Okay, so oh my gosh, you're getting me sidetracked, boo. Three of Swords, Ace of Cups. So Tower is saying, okay, this had to go. This betrayal, the heartbreak, the triangulation. Three of Swords is mental mind games. People trying to put you in traps. Ace of Cups is on the other side of it. So letting it go and saying, okay, you know what? I can't keep carrying things that aren't for me and having that glow up, having that rebirth. All right. And then, okay, the moon. Yes, there were things you weren't seeing. This is always where I say there were conversations had in rooms that you weren't aware of. And guys, if you're getting messages, please definitely interact, because that's how we strengthen that channel. Liking, if you're getting the messages, liking is of benefit. Tipping is always greatly needed and appreciated. Yeah. Okay, so these are upside down. The moon, there were things that you weren't seeing behind the scenes. And then we have the Magician. So we may actually read those as upside down. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so Four of Cups. They were keeping you in that betrayal, that heartbreak energy emotionally. They were being stingy. They were being backstabbing. Nine of Wands, it was in reverse. So these all kind of came out in reverse, and we'll read them like that. Nine of Wands in reverse. It was like the burdens, you kept carrying them and carrying them and carrying them and carrying them, and finally saying no. Chariot, it came out in reverse, so you didn't have that forward drive and motion because, again, there were things on the checkerboard that you weren't seeing, okay? And then Queen of Wands and the Magician. So Magician as well in reverse, Queen of Wands in reverse. You weren't able to embody your own magic. You weren't able to live your out passions. Hello, Big Gabby. How are you? I'm Lara Jo. Siren Song Lover. It's been a day. We had a lot of heavy energy roll through yesterday, so today I've intentionally tried to be self-care, nurturing, reminding myself, beauty, love. Venus has been very heavy today, love, so that's what the day has been. Self-love, because I forgot to fill my own cup, right? I'm always trying to make sure everybody else is good. Everybody else has, their needs met. And realizing that, no, I need to take care of me. I need to remember to do my nails because that makes me, that isn't necessary, but it allows that remembering of I need to be soft and pretty and feminine. I don't know. High Priestess, tapping into the unknown, being able to see through the unseen. All right. Pisces energy. Watery emotions. All right. I'm not taking all those. All right. I'm not doing that again right now. Alrighty. So, let us see. I think I'm going to switch decks, maybe. Thank you for liking the live, Big Gabby. So is it 10 of Pentacles? Yep, 10 of Pentacles. So when we tap into that High Priestess energy, right, we're aligned with the divine. We're tuned in, tapped in, turned on, right? We're listening to our intuition. It's stop gaslighting yourself when you feel like you're overreacting about something, because you're right on the money with 10 of Pentacles. It's like that thing that you were like, no, it couldn't be that. It is that. All right, so stop. You know. That is what's keeping you from it, is not trusting your own intuition. All right. Let us see. Let us see. Alright, I'm going to switch decks because I feel like it. And I do what I want. Okay. We're going to grab from the... Okay, this is the Chosen Ones 144 Oracle, Maji the High Priestess. She's a beautiful reader over on YouTube, which if you haven't followed me over on YouTube, please go subscribe at Siren Song Lover 5044. I'm trying to get my followers up over there so that I can go live on YouTube. Because the further the reach, you know, like the more people we can help. Trauma, we have to work through our trauma, but that's also realizing I'm here to also talk to you about working through trauma and letting things go. Generational curse breaker on the bottom. You no longer have to keep carrying your parents' pain. You do have to learn to work through it. Earth angel, healer. Realizing everything is sacred. Everyone is sacred. Everyone is a teacher and everyone is a student. So we're all here to grow, learn, and become better. Spell work. You have had spell work done on you. That's part of the path. That's where a lot of trauma comes from. Spell work is ritualistic. Typically, it's a lot bigger than you guys realize. We're working through it, right? Okay. Let us see. Jesus descendant. If you feel like you identify with Jesus or Mary Magdalene, you're right. Sage your space and listen to your dream messages. So saging your space, spiritual hygiene is incredibly important. Just like physical hygiene, like hygiene, cleanliness within your home is important, but also saging your space. You don't have to use sage. You can clap, you can sing, you can hum, you can ring a bell, you can... those are big ones. Incense, right? Cleaning, washing the walls, that's spiritual cleanliness, spiritual hygiene, like spiritual hygiene. I don't know why that was taking a minute. So remembering that you do have to clean your house, just like you have to clean your temple, your vessel. And then Earth Angel, Healer, Wine, and pop out again. All right. All right. Natural Reiki powers. You got healing hands. All right, so natural Reiki powers, royalty. You're here to teach. You're here to do more. Abundance and gain your abundance. And they'll regret messing with the chosen ones. Chanel, my love, we're doing collective energy reads right now. So personals are booked through my booking site. All right. Enemies. Be careful of the enemies. Also, a friend of your enemy is an enemy of yours as well. So be careful who the people you have in your circle are associating with, please. Time to shine. So that table will be set in front of your enemies for them to watch you eat. I know we all want to run away, we all want to get away, but not realizing that that's kind of how the divine works, is you can't mess with someone and then not have them be rewarded right in front of you. So, yeah. Your enemies will watch you rise, they'll watch you shine, they'll watch you eat, and your job is to sit there and not feel bad for that at all, right? Like when you get that table that you've worked so hard for, right? And they're all looking at you like, oh, she's so lucky. No, you worked really freaking hard for it. So don't feel bad that they don't get a seat at the table. If they wanted a seat at the table, they could have shown up. They could have paid the toll. They could have set the table with you. Instead, they were busy doing whatever they were doing. They were betting on your downfall. And no, like I say, the divine will set that table for you in front of them to show the power. They'll be like, no, I told you, touch not my anointed, do my prophet no harm. That wasn't just a cute saying. That person had a mission, and you trying to mess with it, that's messed up, because they had a divine mission. So all right. Sage your space, cleaning your space. It's not only sage your space, it's also sage your habits. Like giving up drinking. Giving up those friends that every time you go around them you feel drained, or every time you go around them all they have is their hand out looking for money. Or it's time to clean up that circle too. Okay. The family member that all they ever do is, I don't know. It's like all they ever do is ask for help. Clean up those habits too. Okay. Alright. Evil family members. Yep. Family is not family. Let's just say that again. Family is not family. Evil family members. Also, the word evil is just the word live. Okay? Evil is the anagram for live. Just like devil is lived. Okay? Life is file. So they're not necessarily evil. That's just the role that they're playing in your life currently. Close the door. Walk away. Leave them be. You do you. Okay? Alright, dream messages. Your messages are coming through dreams. Dreams have been coming up for me at least the last few hours, where I've been like, no, I've been having dream messages I need to go back and pay attention to. Especially dream messages I was having back in October and what that situation related to. So also with you is dream messages, looking back, and those dream messages that maybe came through a while ago, and if it's coming up for you to review, reassessing the situation. Okay. Let's see. All right. Tarot reader. When your family won't tell you, sometimes the tarot readers will, because, yeah. It's also tapping in when you're listening to tarot readers and knowing, discerning, is this message truly for you? Does it resonate? Does it feel right in your body? Or does it feel like, this isn't for me? If it's not for you, you can always take off and be like, okay, well, maybe next time, maybe next round. Okay. Third eye is awakening. That's your pineal gland. It's the pine cone. That's your intuition. When you start cracking that bad boy open, you start seeing a lot of things. Things that can harden our pineal gland. Pollution, chemicals, fluoride, sedentary lifestyle, being stuck in our ways. So as you loosen your pineal gland, because that is our intuition, you're able to have more flexibility with it, and you're able to see better spiritually. So, frequencies can assist with awakening and decalcifying your pineal gland, sunshine, the earth, tapping in. Wake up your third eye, wake up your intuition, okay? That's what will keep you alive. Okay, let's see. I'm currently in the King of Aloha Evil Eye deck. I'm Lara Jo, Siren Song Lover. If you are actually receiving messages, please like the live. Please comment. Please share. Interact so that way I know I'm not just speaking to the air. Which is okay too. I'm used to that. I've been a mom so long and I live on haunted plantation land with a bunch of animals. So I'm used to just talking to the sentient energy around. So, to tip your favorite tarot reader, that is Siren Song Lover on Cash App, which is capital S with Siren, capital S with Song, capital L with Lover. To book a reading one-on-one, Reiki, sound therapy, inner child healing, PTSD healing, deep womb, all of it. We talk about ancestral veneration when your ancestors want to come through. That's Ko-Fi, which is ko-fi.com/Siren Song Lover. You want my time? We sit down, we book time, one-on-one, okay? Mirror work. Someone is using mirror work to bring you problems and issues. We cast that back. Whenever you feel something's being sent to you, I always tell people, be the mirror, like mirror it back. Imagine you're the mirror and you're top to bottom, front to back, side to side, inside and out, as above, so below, as within, so without. Also, knowing with mirrors that if you're sending out negative things to people, that's also what's going to get mirrored back to you. When you say return to sender, if you're throwing out shade, if you're throwing out anger, that's also going to be shown to you because we have to be responsible. This is the thing with spirituality, with energy. And I'm not even going to say spirituality. This is just the thing with the energetic world. The intention that you put out is always going to come back to you. So make sure you're putting out good things. Okay? And if you want greater responsibility, you have to be accountable for what you do right and what you do wrong. That's where people get kicked out of my world in the spiritual realm because I work with some pretty sometimes dangerous situations, and it's people can't be like, oh, I didn't know, and try and buck out of it. They actually have to take the accountability because I'm I have to take the accountability because when I'm dealing with things, I'm if you mess up, that's life. So you can't just be oh, I didn't know, and not take responsibility. That's the thing with spiritual work, with energetic body. It's if you want to get further, you have to be willing to admit when you did good, you have to admit when you did wrong, and you have to be willing to correct. Okay, so mirror work. Even when you're doing wrong, fixing your own mirror. Instant karma and toxic fixation and submission magic. So instant karma. They will receive instant karma for anything they try to do to you. I've watched this. I watch people send things to me and it instantly hit them. I'm I don't even know how many times I've told you I'm protected. I wouldn't do that if I were you. Same with others. When they do you dirty, they're going to be done dirty in return. Toxic fixation. Someone is attracted to your light and seeking to dim it. That's a them problem. You no longer are going to dim your shine for other people's comfort, okay? And submission magic. Someone wants you to submit to them to allow them to have their way with you. No. So toxic fixation, instant karma, submission magic, mirror work, saying, yeah, I'm not going to deal with people that they're smothering, all right? That's part of toxic fixation when they're smothering you. It's no, we need to go. Mirror work, someone is using mirror work to bring you problems and issues, which we just got. Withdrawal, you are moving on past those who have issues with you. It no longer matters to you. And binding spells, someone is using spell work to keep you from using your personal power. Hey, Christina, how are you? Vibe clearing on the bottom. Hello, how are you? Hope you're having a safe and peaceful Memorial Day weekend. Today, my father served in the military. And part of my honoring him today was honoring, taking care of myself. Almost in that defiant, I was sitting there, I was why do I feel like a teenager Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm like, why do I feel like a teenager and Dad took the car keys away and I'm home trying to get ready for summer because Dad took the car keys away. So, yeah, that's not good. Sorry, girl. All right. Vibe clearing. Okay. So here's the advice on that. You need to incorporate a regular habit of using protection herbs, sage, palo santo, etc. to cleanse and clear negative energy from your surroundings on a weekly basis. Spiritual hygiene needs to be at the top, which we already talked about. Yeah, so, and, but, like, I love that, because so I'm coming to realize a lot of things about my father. Maybe not so necessarily great things, but also remembering that in honor of all that my father fought for, I do have to actually take care of me. I do have to love me. I do have to pamper me. So, yeah, it does feel, I don't know. It's so weird, though, energetically, when the universe, like, grounds you, like Dad, where, again, I remember being a teenager and being home and, like, okay, I'm going to paint my nails, I'm going to shave my legs, that way when the door opens and I can run and go join the outside for the summer, we're ready. Oh, gosh. Yeah. I was the daughter that ran away from home the first second that I could, and it got me into trouble, but that's because... my father was the OG pattern of what not to do. So part of learning in adulthood is also reparenting myself. I don't know. And or just living life. That's really what it is. Okay, so on the healing journey, once you heal your inner child, then your inner teenager comes out to play. So today definitely felt that channeling of inner teenager, like... She's angry. She wants to have freedom, livelihood. Like, she's been kept down too long. So, and here was also, I just had this come to Lara moment today, because as I walked through the house naked, and I was like, oh, I should cover up, or I felt self-conscious. I was like, it's my own dang house. I get to walk through my house naked if I want. So I'm going to. So remembering, you are the parent, you are the boss, you get to do what it is you want to do. Nobody else gets to tell you that, period. No matter how old you are also. Let's talk about that. Anybody have the experience where your relationship partner tries to treat you like they're your father or your mother? Because I had to look at it and go, like, you're not my dad. And even my dad couldn't tell me that shit. Like, oh, I flipped him off. So, I don't know. Okay. Yeah. Live your life like it's your own life, because it is. I'm going to say that again. Live your life like it's your own life, because it is. It's your life, not anybody else's. And, okay, we all have free will. That was something that came out earlier. Free will is definitely in play right now. We're not free from consequences, though. We all have free will. We are not free from consequences. So, yeah. I don't know. People are too afraid to not even experiment with life. And it's like, why? What's the worst that can happen? They can say no? Okay. I'm not going back to that deck. All right. Oh, man. Alright, we're going to get into the Keeper. Let's get a few out of here. Okay, family room. So we are, and I love that this is coming up, we are dealing with family issues. Finally, so my father's been passed away 7 years. Because ironically, 7... is tied with Jubilee. So 7 years, it's like we had that 7 years of mourning, per se, and this is kind of the year that we get to start breathing again. Family matters. Telling even the ghosts of your relatives, being like, you know what? You didn't get it right, and I may not get it right either, but it's my I get to live this life, and you don't get to hold me back to old patterning that no longer fits, right? All right, let me... Okay. Courtship and change. Love it. It's challenging societal standards and norms around relationships. Whatever you want, whatever you love, it's not going to be conventional. And you can't care what your family is going to say about it. All right? You weren't meant to live your parents' marriage. You weren't meant to live your dad's path. You need to start looking up. How can you grow based on the lessons that you learned from your experience, from your family's experience, and become more loving, accepting, and understanding? Okay? That's what that change, courtship, and family room feels like. It's like challenging your family's ideals about perfect marriage, but that's because your family isn't really living their perfect lives and their perfect marriage, even though on paper it looks like that. And the song It's My Party, I'll Cry If I Want To is just coming out. If that resonates for someone, if somebody loves that song, please let me know. Distant Horizon. Yeah, everybody kind of thought you were out there in your own little world, not really picking up what was going on. They had no freaking idea. You like your company better anyway. That's the big thing. You have to like your company, so that way if you end up sitting alone, you aren't actually alone. People say I don't want to hang out. I'm like, cool. I like being alone. Like, I like taking myself out to dinner. Lovers, this is that energy as well of being in love with you. Filling your cup, realizing you're a cool person. You've got value. You have... Okay, your experience is valid. What you want, what you love, what you went through, it's valid. Okay? So you also have every right to ask for what it is you truly desire. Stop playing it small. Stop being scared. And maybe I'll just say, okay, so I love that it comes up like this too, because I was always the one that was the mold breaker. And because of me, 2 of my family members were able to date non-traditionally because I was willing to break the mold. So know that with you stepping out and being willing to love what you love, that allows other people in your family that have been waiting sometimes for decades to be able to love who they love. And you don't realize the freedom. That's why we say generational healing. It heals 7 generations back and it heals 7 generations forward, because it's that once you finally stand up and say, no more will I carry this expectation that society has, or my mom has, or my dad has, or whatever, and say, I'm going to love me, I'm going to love what I love. That gives other people that have been carrying that burden that may not have been able to live that, have that experience. It's not always comfortable. And yes, you come under fire, yet you don't know who you free by freeing yourself and loving yourself and healing yourself. And it's your kids watching. It's your grandkids watching. It's your great-grandkids that are going to benefit from you being brave and doing the dang thing. Okay? Or society, if you don't ever have children. Or society. Okay? All right. We'll take those. All right. Courtship, courthouse, adjudication, child, and pathway. Oh, so an opening coming up. If you've been dealing with court cases, relationships, children, there's a pathway that's opening up that it's going to be okay for you. You have to follow the signs, look for the pathway. All right. But it's coming. So just know if you're going through court stuff and it looks scary, there's resolution. Let's see. House. Lovers, house, thief in reverse, main female, and mature Okay. Oh, girl. Mature woman. Davey, are you still in here, man, or did you hop out? Did you leave me a long time ago? All right. So, Lovers, House, Thief in Reverse, Main Female, Mature Woman. This is meddling mama energy. Or meddling mother energy. They were trying to steal your happiness, steal your love, steal your home, your stability from you. All right? That's not theirs. They had their chance. That Thief in Reverse, though, it's in reverse. It's not coming. All right, Kendra, I'm doing collective energy reads, but let me see if I can pull a card on it for you, or maybe a synchronicity. Hang in there, and then if you guys are truly wanting answers, it's the interaction, it's the talking, it's the all that. So let me see, Kendra, how does Tristan really feel about you? Let's ask it. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. So, King of Cups. So, synchronicities that may hit in here, and then we'll talk about it. So, Empress is Taurus, Venus, Libra energy. It's that very regal, embodied, fertile Earth Mother. And King of Cups is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So this energy is very much like emotionally embodiment, wanting to make you the whole world. And Empress and King of Cups. So seeing you in that light of wanting long-term stability, contracts. Okay? So Tristan, how he's feeling is with Empress and King of Cups, it's like emotionally like wanting long-term success. Okay. Okay. All right. 8 of Wands. We're getting messages. The Fool on the bottom there needing to step out. Death sideways. So something that has not been quite exiting. Let's see what the energy off of that is, what messages we need. So Death is Scorpio energy, but it came out sideways. So it's getting messages about something that's not quite completed. Feels very hospice. Like something that's on its way out, yet not quite there. 2 of Wands, balancing your passions, balancing your home. Okay, so whatever it is that's been keeping you stuck, stagnant, feeling like you can't move on to the next phase, it's time to let it go. Okay. And Wheel of Fortune, it's coming out in reverse. It has been keeping you in that disempowered energy, because Wheel of Fortune always speaks to luck. So it feels like whatever has been keeping you, holding you back, it's been holding your luck back as well. Okay. 4 of Pentacles, your finances have been imbalanced. This is, all right. You just need to do it. Whatever it is that you've been dragging your feet on, you need to do it. Okay? If you've been deciding, and this could be as simple as trying a new place, like taking yourself to a new place to eat. If you're like, I really want to try that place, do it. You want to get your hair cut, like whatever it is that you've been feeling maybe not certain of, or you're like, no, you make the decision and do it. Because it feels like that's part of it. You're hesitant because you, like if it's trying a new place, it's like, oh, you want to wait until that person's with you to enjoy it. No, you need to enjoy it and then decide if that's something you want to share with someone else. Or if it's starting working out, or, okay. So yes, with modeling, instead of worrying about how Tristan feels right now, it's like, do the thing that you've been putting off, because that's how you get further, right? Like when you do the thing that's aligned for you, regardless of if anybody else is on board or not, you're going to get more of what you want. All right. So stop putting it off, because it really is holding you back. And here's this thing. Just because it doesn't work out just the way you think it does, doesn't mean it's not going to work out better. Or just because it doesn't work out, like, with this one situation, it's going to work out somewhere else. So we're meant to try. We're meant to experiment. We're meant to keep going. Okay? There's also, you wouldn't have been brought this far just to get this far, right? All right, so baby girl, this is collective energy. So one-on-ones are booked. All right, so we're doing collective energy read because we've got multiple collectives and you're not the only one in here right now. Okay, Chariot, Energy, Magician. And if you think he's cheating, your intuition knows. So you either have to follow your intuition or confront him or trust him. That's all you bids. Magician, Chariot. Hey, Gab girl. How are you? Hey, we're the monkeys. We're just monkeying around. Okay, Gabby, I actually feel semi put together today. I know! It's because it was you missed that story. I was like, for Memorial Day, I was channeling and loving the inner teenager. It feels like with Memorial Day, because my father was a veteran, and today is like honoring of him is honoring my teenage relationship. So today was about like, how would I love myself? Like, it feels like I was having too much fun. Dad took the car keys away. So now we, home trying to get all prettied up. So that way when the doors get open, like we get out of timeout again, we're all ready. Yeah. It's not even okay. So it's not even really fancy. I washed my hair today. I put on a cute dress. And I did do my nails, but it's not like I'm fancy. It was just fancy because it was time to do my nails and actually feel human. I go through phases where as I'm going through deep transformations, it's like, thank you. As I'm going through deep transformations, like we kind of go into that hibernation. So I had a winter fur coat. I hadn't done my nail, and these are just press-ons, so they're not super fancy. But it's just, so stepping into that embodiment of self-love, like I used to love having my nails done, so stepping into that self-love, shedding the layers of winter, because it's now time energetically to start coming out of our shell, and summer is outside, right? So, yeah. Thank you for noticing though. I appreciate. I'm like, I'm feeling myself today, which happens so rarely. I mean, it literally is just washing my hair and putting the energy in it. Yeah. Thank you. See, I can look pretty. I can be pretty. I can be Jello, and I can be creme brulee. I may have to watch that movie. Please tell me you've seen My Best Friend's Wedding. Four of Swords, betrayals, heartbreak, saying no. We're not going to be dealing with people that tried to sacrifice us. Thank you, Gabby. How was I saw you did another live. Okay, I love that. I fell in love with Julia Roberts from Pretty Woman, to be honest. And I was thinking about Dirty Dancing the other day. You know how they're like, nobody puts baby in the corner. So the 80s and 90s are definitely pushing through. My Best Friend's Wedding, yes. A vibe. Gosh. Okay, 9 of Cups. So after the betrayals, after the heartbreak, nice. And then 9 of Cups, so we get that wish fulfillment, that emotional abundance, that happiness. Love it. So one of my favorite songs from the 80s, and I'm gonna admit something from it, and maybe this is where my love of aviation and military men come from. Top Gun, Take My Breath Away, is between Dirty Dancing and Tom Cruise and Top Gun. Like, Take My Breath Away. So there's actually a new, like a remake version of it that I really enjoy. I may have to send it to you, Gabby, but nostalgia. Definitely a nostalgia queen, this one. All right. Girl, how's the weather? How's the weather in your neck of the woods? Because it has been chaotic here and brutal. So. And also for me, I find calm in the storms. So I'm over here like, nope, this is all needed. It's all faded. It's all right on track. So, yeah. And I just have this vision that my person will actually probably end up being blown to my house during a storm one night. Like, it's going to be like a storm outside and there's going to be a knock on my door. I'm going to be like, oh, I've been waiting for you. You're late. You're late. Gosh. All right, I'm going to switch decks. I'm just kind of meh. It sure is. Love is in the air. Every time I look around. Okay, so the irony, so we mirror the people around us, right? So a lot of my vibration is also mirrored within my daughter right now, who's a teenager as well. And I can feel that she's in that mode of daddy took her car keys away, and she's definitely feeling teenager-like. And I'm like, oh, good God. So, although this choice that she has going on is kind of, I'm here for it, and it's kind of interesting. So, I don't know. It's really, okay, so here is the sad, when the experience of my daughters mirrors the experience of mine in dating, you know that society is a little weird, but, alright. Main male in reverse. So this feels like the men have been feeling like they're not getting the love right now. Gift. Okay. Okay. Gift. Official person, mature man, and thoughts. This main male has to realize what his position is. I think a lot of men take marriage, family so casually. It's like, no, that's an actual contract. You made a promise to the divine. You made a promise to that woman. You made a promise to that family. So he's realizing that being imbalanced, that's not being present in a gift for his family. So he actually is stepping into that. Like, he's changing his thought pattern around maturing and actually being that person, that man, that protector. Okay. See, the men are getting gifts. They felt like they were left out in the cold. It's that maturity, realizing like, no, my people that I love really do depend on me to be the provider, the protector, the leader. Them finding that pathway, that footing. Yep. So it's finding that secure, healthy attachment. Yes, that pathway to, oh, I really was acting out of character. I was acting from a place of feeling my own wounding. I had to tell people because, okay, so for a minute here, hold on. Oh, sorry, let me correct my back. I was dating a younger guy who's 25. He turned 26. And the thing that I found was attractive about him, because my ex-husband was the same age as me, and like my lawyer was the same age as me, and it was like, as those men get older, they get more entrenched in their bad habits. And the one thing about dating the younger guy is that the younger guy was he was in therapy, he was taking it seriously. It was like emotional intelligence and healing is sexy. realizing that you need help does not make you any less of a man. That's actually very sexy, especially to women. Because I'm like, I would rather know that you're willing to actually go to therapy and learn healthy coping skills than just coming in, damaging me, and bouncing out. So, and that's also a challenge with a lot of men too. It's like women are asking you, either we're going to be single and celibate, or we need you to be emotionally responsible for how you're treating us or how you're presenting in this relationship, because it's not mature, it's not healthy. We can't build on this. So I think a lot of things have been coming down for the masculines, where they're starting to realize, like, oh, I can't keep acting like a 5-year-old kid if I want to have love, if I want to have happiness, a career, relationship. So, all right. All right, let's see. Gift. It is a gift. Mindset shifts are a gift. Do you realize how powerful, when you can change your thinking on something, how powerful that is and how much of a gift that is? Because it's like okay, so here is the challenge. You don't have to completely learn a lesson in order to learn it. Like, once you pattern recognize and you can actually cut it off before it fully forms, that's the gift. Once you realize, oh, I'm doing the wrong thing, and change direction, that's the gift. So when you change your mental and then change your patterning, you start playing in different realms. All right. It's also realizing when people are trying to get you to act out of character. That's a gift as well. When you can realize, like, oh, they're trying to get me to act angry. They're trying to get me to act insecure. They're trying to get me to act like I'm groveling. That's a gift. When you can see other people's game plans, that also comes from opening your intuition and your pineal gland. So pineal gland, why I talk about pine cones, let's talk about that. Yeah. Yes. Or realizing that they are trying to trigger you, and that's not because it's personal. That's like they're trying to get a rise. Okay, let's talk about attention-seeking behavior is connection-seeking behavior. This is why I get really upset with a lot of teachers as well, because I had a friend that was a specialist. She was in teaching, and then she had a situation, and then she tried to open her own tutoring system, but she was like a fake Christian. She was energy harvesting, and it was not a good situation. But where it was like seeing the pattern and realizing what they were trying to do, and then stopping it and being like, you know what? Nope, I see what you're doing there, and you're not going to get that trigger. I'm not going to play with you, because I know that you're doing that from an unhealed, unchecked space, so I'm going to remove myself is number one. Yeah. I don't know. Ugh. Okay, so talking about that one, she had like the mean girl vibe. Just you can't sit with me. No, I don't want to. It takes the whole wind out of their sails when you don't react like they think you're gonna react. Like, you completely upset them when they would normally say something that you normally would pop off on, and when you just step back and be like, yeah, okay, so that's where I was going. Sorry, I know I lost track. This was a friend who was very much like, she was a teacher, she was a tutor, blah, 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 and she would always talk about, like, that kid was just evil, or that kid was a class clown, or they're so disruptive. I go, attention-seeking behavior is connection-seeking behavior. If they're acting out, and that happens with adults too, if they're acting out, that's because they're missing a connection or the connection. So not punishing them, not penalizing them for acting out, like actually trying to figure out why are they acting out. That same friend as well also talked about being around kids and, you know, abuse at home, and she couldn't see the warning signs, except she saw them. And then when I went through my own thing, she's like, well, you didn't say you needed help, or you didn't say that it was abuse. And I was like, the warning signs in children are the same warning signs in adult for abuse. So the fact that you were an educator and yet you couldn't see that there was abuse going on, or you did see that there was abuse going on and you didn't say a damn thing. You actually gaslit me into saying that there was no abuse. Like, there's no excuse for that. What are you doing as an educator if you don't protect children when you see abuse? Anyhow, okay. I know that was probably a weird little rant, but... Alright. Influence, okay. Influencer and billionaire. We're meant to be going places. We're meant to be doing things. We're meant to be shaking tail feathers. Okay, so we are meant to make that difference. And this is also coming from unity. This is standing shoulder to shoulder. We are more alike than we are different. That is that Christ consciousness. We are more alike than we are different. So stop treating others like they're the enemy. Because they have the same, this is also, I treat the janitor the same as I treat the CEO. My kids do that as well. And the reason being is because we are all human. We all bleed if cut. We all have families. We all have pressures. We all have responsibilities. So looking at them not as above you or below you, but looking at them as they're human. And the end of the day, the whole goal is for all of us to go home safe. Okay? So treat everybody you love with compassion. Treat them all with love, but realizing that we are all more alike than we are different. So why do you act like they are okay with that? Or why do you act like you're okay with that? Okay. All right. Simp. It's that simp energy. That wanting to voyeur in your life but not actually have any skin in the game, not actually put in any investment. This is an energy you have to get rid of, right? Because if they're not actually, if they're drawing on your energy because they like it, but they're not actually giving any energy and reciprocity. Thank you for the heart puffs, babe. It's time for that to go. Because starseed, if you have people that are siphoning and simping, you can't rise up into your actual positioning. All right. All right. Okay, so this is an example of simp energy, but we're going to say privilege. It's a privilege to be in your life. It's a privilege to be in your energy. Stop allowing people to waste your time. Stop allowing them to waste your money, your energy. I had somebody that wanted the very simp energy. Like I say, wanted to be a participant, but didn't actually want to invest. But someone that wanted to watch me on video cleaning the cat box in a red velvet dress. I was just like, it felt very degrading. But second off, like, if you're going to want me to do something like that, you're gonna have to compensate me for that. Like, if you're gonna waste my time, my energy by making me perform circusry for you while looking pretty and like a high priestess, you're gonna have to pay me some compensation for that, because that's just weird, creepy fan behavior. Like, what? Okay. It's a privilege to be in our lives, and people will try to siphon the energy in any way possible. I don't know. There is nothing fun and exciting about cleaning those cat boxes. I have 6 cats. I have to clean a bunch of boxes. It's like, don't sit there and watch me. Either pay me, like, this is the other part. Either pay me or come over and help me, because I am not your slave. I'm not doing this for free. Like, it's weird. Don't. Although maybe I find a weird side niche that I make money off of because people like that. I don't know. Ooh. Gabby, that's what I have to say to that. It doesn't... Yeah. No, and that's why I say don't, because they'll come back around. We can talk deeper about that, but it's not it's not a good, remember how, okay, I love this because you probably released something big energetically, emotionally last night, I'm going to guess, with your ex-husband. And I'm going to bet that was, remember how I talk about when we sever those cords try to immediately reattach in any way that they can to jump. So that's what that actually feels like. I feel like you healed something, whether you know it or not consciously, that's that cord trying to reattach. So I would definitely block and keep rolling. And yes, I agree. Like all of my socials are public, and I definitely don't ever. I try to be very specific. First off, I rarely take pictures of my kids anymore because of people violating my privacy and being in my electronics and being all over my socials when they shouldn't be. So I went through and I made sure to try and remove any images of my children, any videos that I had on socials, but especially, like, my TikTok has never had anything with my kids on it because I wasn't making TikToks at that point, but everything from way back in the day, I've tried to remove as much of it as I could because it's like people are looking for any way in. And we have to protect as much as we can. And while I talk about my kids, I also try not to get super, super specific because I'm like, they've got their own things. Yet I also do relate to being a mom. Like, that's real life. I talk about it because it's real freaking life. Like, I go through the struggles. I go through it too. Yeah. And we're all learning together. And we're all, so. Yeah. And I don't feel like, I feel like you released it subconsciously, but something's going to bubble up in the next day or two after it, and you're going to be like, oh, I didn't realize how long I was holding it. I didn't realize what I was holding. I didn't, and there's some gratitude. I feel like there's also some big gratitude that's going to bubble up, like tonight probably, where you're just going to feel that calm and that peace in your chest. Keep doing you, babes. I'm always going to tell you to keep blocking people, and I'm always going to tell you to keep growing and healing. So you're on the right path, my love. Not that you need me to tell you, but just a confirmation, right? You're doing the dang thing, and you're doing the right thing. Okay? And absent daddies, like absent granddaddies don't get any rewards for sending friend requests when the kids are grown. Right? Like, your kid's grown enough that where has granddad been this whole time? That's a no. Denied. There have been people here that truly do love her that want to be in her life. So, Kay's not missing anything by her granddaddy being missing. He's just trying to get a come up or like a siphon off. And that's a no. Okay? You know that. I know that. We all, it's a reminder as well, though. In boundaries. It's a reminder as well in energetic cords. Yeah. And I would actually send that over to the spiritual realm, to your ex-husband. So I don't mean ex-husband, but you know what I mean. That was the easiest way to say it. I would leave him a glass of water and send that petition being like, I need you to come get your daddy because I'm not handling this. So. Okay. Alright, I think I'm going to hop out. I really need to try and go eat something. I have not eaten any real food all day. I don't know if I'm actually going to eat real food, but I think I'm going to go. I've been self-care all day, which isn't really self-care or pampering, but I've been self-care all day, so I'm going to go now, just kind of chill. Anyway, to tip, which tips are greatly needed and appreciated. Cash App, which is Siren, capital S, Song, capital S, Lover, capital L, to book a one-on-one. And if you're one of my regulars and it's time to sit down and do a one-on-one again, Ko-Fi, ko-fi.com/Siren Song Lover. I am Larry Joe. I hope you have a beautiful night. I'll catch you later. Bye, guys.